Hello people, I'm Jaby Koay. Welcome to Update Jaby. The reason for the name of the show is it's self-effacing. Because sometimes I feel like I'm the last to know about important things going on in the world. So I take to Twitter, I ask you guys, what do you want me to talk about? And then you reply, and I take the most popular replies, and I talk about the current events going on. These things you may already know about. I didn't, except for one of them. This is an experimental show. It's the very first one. It might be the last, depending on how this goes. So the very first thing we're gonna talk about is the iPhone X. Achara and I watched the keynote yesterday for the iPhone X and the iPhone 8. Pretty much as I expected, there weren't any major revolutionary updates. Any revolutionary updates that did happen, we've pretty much already seen on the Samsung phones. I have been an iPhone user for many, many years. I am in the Apple ecosystem. I am gonna continue to stick with Apple. I have no intentions of switching to Samsung, but I can admit that a lot of the features that they're showing us, they have been around for a while. There's nothing really new. The edge-to-edge screen, Samsung's already been doing it, and I think after looking at it last night, the way Samsung's designed it, it looks better. I don't like the new kind of curved thing at the top that Apple's doing. I'm not sure what that's about. Just looking at playback footage that they were sharing and seeing your video get cut off on that little thing on the, it looks gross to me. And the only thing that would entice me to buy this phone at this point is it has two optical image stabilizers for both of their lenses. Instead of just getting one lens, you get two lenses, both with optical image stabilization. The phone's also smaller, yet it shows a bigger screen. It's a nice size phone. It's slightly bigger than I want. I liked the old form factor. In fact, I thought about going back to the old form factor of the smaller phones just because it's easier to hold and type on and whatnot. iPhone doesn't make it easy to like resize the keyboard. It'd be great if I could just hold it with one hand. They don't have that option built in, and until they do, I have no intention of getting a giant iPhone. This is how they're selling you this phone for $1,000.
So expressive and ferocious.
Instead of using your thumbprint to unlock the phone, now it's got this facial recognition thing where it tracks like 30,000 dots on your face. It's actually really, really smart technology because you can't show a picture of your face, for instance, to the phone and unlock it. Therefore, it's really secure. Even if you've got a beard, a hat, however you dress yourself, the phone is apparently smart enough that it can unlock your phone anyway. But the thing is, during the test at the keynote, one of the guys who works at Apple, who's like a really important person in Apple, was doing a demonstration, and he goes, it's so easy to unlock, like this. And he goes to unlock it, and it fails on him.
Unlocking it is as easy as looking at it and swiping up. And, you know, let's try that again. Ho, ho, ho. Let's, go to backup here.
You can hear his voice.
Ho, ho, ho.
Oh, that's embarrassing. That's the second or third time I've seen something go wrong at an Apple keynote. But to happen on the most important breakthrough reason why you're buying this phone technology,
Ho, ho, ho.
that's just embarrassing. For about a year now, I have been living without a headphone jack, and I gotta tell you, it's the most annoying thing in the world. I wish I had a headphone jack in my phone. They have not brought that back, and they are not bringing expandable memory, which the Samsung has. Now, just so you guys know, if you don't have a Samsung phone and you have an iPhone like I do, the expandable memory is a memory card you pop in, and you're able to put data on there like your photos, your videos, whatever, etc. You can't put your apps on there because it's not adaptive memory, but you can put data that you'd store like your music. The Samsung not only has that, but it's got a stronger waterproof level. The Samsung Galaxy S8 Plus has IP68. Galaxy S8 also has IP68, whereas the iPhone X8 and iPhone 8 Plus are IP67. It's marginal in difference, but still, like, you couldn't make it IP68 just so we're like at least on the same level as Samsung iPhone. Come on. That's how I felt about that. So the next topic we're going to discuss is a lot more serious. It's regarding the genocide of the Rohingya people in Myanmar, also known as Burma. I'm going to keep this section very brief because I'm sure most of you already know about it. Unlike my dumbass, I was late to learning about this stuff. But in case you are just as uninformed as I am, and you want a little update, or you haven't been keeping up with the story since learning about it, maybe I'll have some new information for you. Not that it's gonna be pleasant. So if I have my facts correct, for the last 1,000 years, there's been a Muslim minority occupation in Burma, aka Myanmar. Since the beginning, apparently, they have been the target of religious persecution. Most recently, the Muslim minority group known as the Rohingya have been fleeing to Bangladesh for safe haven. Right now, the numbers are north of 313,000 people. There are reports of people being trapped on the border, villages being burned down, extrajudicial killings, and military using landmines to kill people as they're trying to flee. The situation, to say the least, is ugly. It's really, really bad. Apparently the UN is trying to step in to try to resolve these matters and bring peace to the situation, but my guess is it's going to keep going on for a while, and families are going to continue to lose family members and friends. My heart goes out to these people. It is a very, very upsetting situation. Unfortunately, I can't offer any silver lining other than the fact that 300,000 people have been able to make it to Bangladesh for safe haven. So jumping back over to something light, we're gonna talk about what has been breaking box office records, which is the movie It. It has broken September's record for biggest Friday, biggest weekend, biggest Monday, and supposedly recently biggest Tuesday. It is just smashing the box office, and they are guaranteed their sequels, which will also inevitably make more money. So I actually saw it. I didn't do a review on it. I would say if you haven't seen it yet, it's a fun movie. It's more about the relationships between these kids that are involved. It's not so much scary for me, but there were people who were scared. I saw it with Achara. For someone who's like super scared of horror movies, she gave it a 3 out of 10 in terms of the scare factor. But just as a movie itself, I would give it like a 7, 8 out of 10. It was actually a pretty good film. It was entertaining. I just wasn't scared, but again, I don't get scared at horror movies. They don't really work on me that way. So let's talk about something that no one's chatting about that's way more fun, North Korea. So basically, every effort to de-escalate the situation with North Korea is escalating it. It's just getting worse. So now North Korea is expressing threats of retaliation for the sanctions being placed. They are saying that the US is gonna feel the worst pain it's ever felt. It's a pissing contest now, and it's really, really bad. Every strategist is basically Captain Obvious saying, we need to just kind of talk about this. We don't want war. That's just gonna make this worse. American military is talking about invading North Korea right now. And the first thing North Korea is gonna do is it's gonna strike Seoul. It's gonna strike South Korea. It's gonna strike Japan. It's gonna strike its neighbors, which are allies of the US. They're the first that are going to suffer. And right now the Japanese government is also actually talking to their people about what to do in the event of a missile being launched, like going underground. And I'm like, if Seoul goes down, it would actually have a dramatic impact on the world economy. You know, not to mention all the people that would die if Seoul was attacked. This is potentially World War III. My hope is that at some point we realize how dumb we're all being and we just talk this shit out and resolve it through conversation. There was one suggestion I read from Jeffrey Lewis, the director of the East Asia Non-Proliferation Program at the Middlebury Institute of International Studies, that might help de-escalate the situation. Basically, the idea is to entice North Korea to calm down by offering a reward in return. And that reward would be to cease US-led military drills around North Korea. I have no idea if that would entice Kim Jong-un to, you know, just be like, all right, cool, we'll just stop our nuclear program now that you're no longer doing your military drills around. But hey, it's worth a shot to not have all-out war and, you know, blow us all up. That would be cool. All the strategists are saying the same thing. Let's talk this out. Let's not have people get killed. Let's not have North Korea or Japan get blown up over some pissing contest. Like, let's, you know. Thanks for hanging out. Hopefully this video wasn't too awful. If you'd like to participate in suggesting current events for the next video, follow me on Twitter and I will tweet out when I am planning to do my second one and need suggestions for current events. That's it for now, you guys. Thank you again. I'm Jaby Koay. Peace out.